Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, there lived a small but clever cat named Milo. Now, Milo wasn't your average house cat. No. He had the spirit of adventure that urged him to explore every nook and cranny of his world. And today was no different. One early morning, while the rest of the village slept soundly in their beds, Milo decided to venture out into the vast unknown that lay just beyond the village walls. With a playful leap and a twitch of his whiskers, he disappeared into the tall grass, eager to see where his day would take him. As he padded softly along, his bright eyes scanning the ground, he came across a patch of ripe blackberries. Now, Milo absolutely adored blackberries, but they were a bit tricky to pick as they grew way up on top of the thorny bushes. Not to be deterred, Milo jumped up and, using his sharp little claws, began to dig away the thorns. But as he reached for a particularly juicy berry, a loud crack echoed through the quiet forest, startling him so badly that he tumbled off the bush and landed with a soft thud on the mossy ground. Shaking his head to clear his ears of the sudden noise, Milo looked round to see what had caused the commotion. And that's when he saw it, a tiny little bird with a broken wing lying on the ground. Its little chest rose and fell rapidly, and its eyes were wide with fear. Without hesitation, Milo rushed over to the bird. He knew that if it stayed here, it wouldn't survive long. So, with a gentle nudge, he tried to coax it into a nearby tree hollow. The bird chirped nervously, but eventually, seeing no other option, hopped into the tree and disappeared. Relieved that the bird was safe, Milo continued on his way, feeling good about helping such a helpless creature. But his adventure was just beginning. A little further into the woods, he stumbled upon a clearing, and there, in the middle of the clearing, stood a magnificent oak tree. Its branches reached up to the sky like welcoming arms, inviting Milo to climb. And climb he did. Up in the tree, nestled in a cozy fork of branches, Milo found the perfect spot to take a nap. But he had barely curled up when a loud, angry voice shattered the peace. "Who's up there?" Milo froze. It was the voice of an old, grumpy badger who lived in a burrow at the foot of the oak tree. He hated anyone climbing his tree. With a thump of his tail, Milo climbed higher, hoping the badger wouldn't notice he was there. But badgers have excellent noses, and sure enough, the angry grunts below turned into a sniffing sound. Then the badger started to climb the tree. Panic surged through Milo. What should he do? Just then, a loud clap of thunder boomed overhead and raindrops began to fall, seeing the approaching storm. The badger stopped his climb and scurried back down the tree to his burrow. Milo waited until rain had passed and then, relieved to be safe, climbed down the tree himself. He shook the raindrops from his fur, flicked his tail and headed back towards the village. All his adventures had made him quite hungry, and he was looking forward to a nice bowl of milk. As he walked, he couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. He might be just a little cat, but he was a brave and kind-hearted cat, and that made all the difference.